Okay, so the top 17, not 17, top 15 games that I played and beat in 2017. Well, let's go over some rules first. First of all, it doesn't have to be made in 2017. It didn't have to be released in 2017. It could have been games from like 2014 or 1998, something along those lines. And second, I must have beaten it. So something like Hollow Knight where I played it but didn't beat it, that doesn't count. So after reflecting over 2017, I found that I beat in a total of 15 games, and I guess I'm gonna rank them right now. Okay, so just before I go in, my mouth is being weird. You can probably hear all my saliva. It's kind of disgusting. Hopefully I can find a way to get rid of it. Anyway, number 15 is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Now there's kind of a backstory behind this. I actually won this game from a giveaway. I don't know how that's possible. I thought those were fake, but I did, and I played it and I liked it, and I kept playing it and I kept liking it, but it just felt like the same thing over and over again. Like every mission was, okay, you gotta sneak in and kill this guy. And to be fair, I didn't even finish this game. I know I just said that I have had to finish the game, but I got 19 out of 20 main missions done, just because the last mission was sort of like a fetch quest, so it didn't really appeal to me. I didn't really feel like doing anything else. So that's why it's at number 15. It's still an enjoyable game. I'd pick it up. It's probably like really cheap on sale now, like $2 or something. Remember the summer sale, it was really cheap. So yeah, number 15, Shadow of Mordor. Okay, so number 14 on my list is Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters. Now I actually enjoyed this game a lot more than Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. And, you know, while I was playing it, I didn't really have any problems with it. It was just really fun. It only took like 25 hours to complete the main story, but those 25 hours, I didn't really have a problem with it. The only thing that, like, the only reason why it's at number 14 is because I think, like, it just felt too less, you know? I wish there was more, and I guess that's what the post game is for. But here's the thing with the post game, I didn't know what to do in the post game. Like, I remember Whisper being like, hey, you gotta go to the Infinite Inferno. So I went to the Infinite Inferno and I got wrecked. So I don't really know what to do now, but maybe I'll play it again. And yeah, it was my first Yokai Watch game too, so I guess that shows me that I would want to buy Yokai Watch 3, because Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters was pretty enjoyable. Okay, number 13 on the list is Half-Life, a game that came out, I'm pretty sure, 1998. I was actually surprised at how much I liked it, because even though it came out in 1998, it's still an enjoyable game, and I'm pretty sure there's like that Black Mesa remake too, which would probably be a lot better for the modern day and age. But even so, Half-Life was just pure fun, and I guess that's what I liked about it most. Like, it had a good story, the gameplay was fun, the graphics, well, it was probably good back then. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't around in 1998. But right now, they're not so great, but it doesn't really matter because the game is so fun. And the reason why it's so fun, this is going to contradict what I said about Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters, is that it's just pure fun, you know? Like, I feel like so many games today are just trying to, like, do so much, but Half-Life is like, there's a story, you gotta shoot aliens, it's fun. And here's the thing with Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters and Half-Life is that Yokai Watch 2 is a JRPG, so I guess it's supposed to have like a lot of stuff, but Half-Life is just a first-person story-based shooter where you shoot aliens, and it's a lot of fun. And there were some times where it's like, wow, this is pretty annoying, like, why do I have to do this? But even after going through that, I still really liked it. The story was fun, I liked all the aliens. Yeah, Half-Life, number 13. Okay, number 12. What is it? It's Sonic Mania. Oh boy, I love this game. So, Sonic hasn't been doing too well until Sonic Mania came out, and then it kind of went down with Sonic Forces, but that's besides the point. Sonic Mania is a lot of fun. I remember in 2016, I think I bought Sonic and Sonic 2 for the phone, and I actually really liked it. And in 2017, hey, we're making Sonic Mania. Whoa, this actually looks pretty cool. I remember being in the car the day it came out. I'm like, you know, I think I'm gonna buy it, and I actually really enjoyed it. The level design was great. I really liked the presentation. The music was fun, and 60 frames per second was pretty cool too. And you know what I liked most about the game was probably the bosses. They were just really creative, and it's a good length too. There's quite a bit of content for 20 bucks. So if you haven't played Sonic Mania and think you would like it, you probably will. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, number 11 might surprise some people if anyone's actually watching this. It's Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I really like this game. I say that about all these games. You know what? Let's get it out of the way. I really like all these games, okay? But Super Mario Odyssey, it's a lot of fun. I really like the hat throwing thingamabob, and you can capture all the enemies. But here's the thing, I felt like it didn't really do much. Like, I think Nintendo just played it safe because people knew, or Nintendo knew that people would eat this up. And they did, because it's a new sandbox Mario game, and after like Galaxy and Galaxy 2, so I guess some people wanted a style more like 64 and Sunshine, so they did with Super Mario Odyssey, and it got a lot of good reviews, which is really good. But for me, I don't know, it just felt like another good Mario game. It didn't really exceed my expectations like some other games on this list. But I guess that might be since I'm kind of a young boy. I didn't grow up with 64 or Sunshine, so this is my first Mario sandbox game, and I liked it a lot. The stars, no, they're not stars, they're moons now. Those were also fun to collect. I didn't collect enough to go to that final stage. Probably will one day. My main gripe is that the story is too short, but I mean, it's a sandbox platformer. I guess it would be short. But other than that, it's pretty fun. There's nothing else to complain about, and that's my biggest con about this game. There's nothing to complain about. And wow, for a lot of people that might be a good thing. It just felt too safe. But I still liked it. I still recommend it if you own a Switch. Anyways, number 11 is next, in case you can't count. Okay, so I made a joke about not being able to count, and apparently it's number 10. So I'm kind of a hypocrite apparently. Anyways, it's Fire Emblem Awakening. Now, this was my first Fire Emblem game, and I was kind of surprised at how much I liked it. So I've only played one other tactical role-playing game that was before Fire Emblem Awakening, and it's actually on this list. You might be able to guess it. I don't know. But I really liked just like strategizing all my units, like where you should go. I liked grinding. I liked the story. You know, the story was pretty good, and the cutscenes were like awesome. Like the art style, it was really good. I also liked the characters. It was a pretty good length, maybe like 27 hours, 28 hours. It was pretty good. I liked buying items and like just making sure my units are all good to battle. So yeah, pretty fun. You could probably get it for cheap now, and I recommend it. Now, there's a lot of people like, oh, the whole marriage system is dumb. I don't really mind it. Like, it doesn't feel like the main focus, which is good. Like, it felt more like a side thing, which, I mean, it's supposed to. But I don't think it completely ruins the game. And, yeah, I mean, go buy it if you want to. It's $10, maybe. I don't know, maybe 9. I don't know. Let's see if I could count correctly. Okay, number 9 is next. Okay, good. Just gotta redeem myself after that. Okay, so number 9, was it? I think it was number, yeah, okay. It's number 9. It's a game called To the Moon. You might have heard of it. It's sort of like a story-based game. There's not really any gameplay, and the graphics is pretty bad. The resolution is pretty bad, but You'll be playing it for the feels, for the story, and it's really, really good. I really like the story. Basically what you have to do is that there's this dying guy, his name is Johnny. He's about to die, and you have to go into his memories to change events for him to one day go to the moon in his past life. It's pretty interesting, and the story kept me engaged. It's pretty short. You can beat it in a day. I mean, I beat it in a day. It's only like 3 hours, but it'll make you cry. It'll make you feel some emotions, but it's still pretty good. The sequel came out this year, and played a little bit of it. Might have to beat it one day. Anyway, number 8 is next. I can count now. Okay, number 8 is oh yeah, Disgaea 5 Complete. This is the other tactical role-playing game that I was talking about. So, Disgaea 5 Complete, I bought it on Switch, and you know, it's less of a tactical role-playing game and more of a, like, just sort of grinding game. Like, you can mess with a whole bunch of stats. There's a whole bunch of numbers, and at first it's kind of intimidating, but it's actually a lot of fun to just mess around with stats and make your characters the best as possible and grind so they become completely overpowered. It's a really good length. The main story is like 60 hours, and that's just the beginning. There's a lot of post-game. I didn't do a lot of it. I just played like 10 hours of the post-game, but it was still fun. I recommend it if it sounds like something you would like messing around with all the stats and all the numbers and items. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like, you can go into items, into the item world to make that item stronger, and you can like breed innocence, which gives buffs to your items. It's pretty cool. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the game. There's a lot of content, which makes it pretty good. I believe it was like $20 on sale, which is honestly a steal. So if you do want to get it one day, I highly recommend it. Okay, next up is number 7. What is it? Oh, Portal. Okay, that's kind of weird. So Portal, I don't really remember playing it this year, but apparently I did. So that's kind of weird. So I can't really say too much. I'm trying to remember how much I liked it. I mean, I liked it enough to put it on my 7th spot. I remember the puzzles were really good, and I really like GLaDOS. The story, I don't think there was much of a story, but you're going to be playing it for like the puzzles. It's just a good time. I really like the portal gun mechanic. And on Steam, it goes on sale a lot, I think. You could probably buy it for like less than $1 now. Portal and Portal 2 together is like $1, I think. Anyway, yeah, go buy it if you've never played it. It's a lot of fun. Number 6. This is getting tiring, not gonna lie. Okay. Number 6 is Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I wasn't expecting much because it's a free game on Steam, but you know, it's actually a pretty good like psychological horror, I guess. I mean, it wasn't like, it's really interesting. So I don't want to spoil too much if you've never played it, but I mean, I recommend go and get it. It's free. I mean, and I'm pretty sure like any computer can run it. It's basically sort of like a visual novel that sort of messes with your head, I guess. I wasn't expecting it to like it a lot, but apparently I did. So go buy it, or not buy it, go get it. I mean, it's free. I'm saying that about all these games. Don't waste your wallet. Don't listen to me, okay? Don't buy all these games, only if you want to. But still, Doki Doki Literature Club, pretty fun. And with that, we go to the top 5. Yay! Oh my gosh. Number 5 is Portal 2. Now, I sort of remember this one a lot more than Portal because I think I've played it a little more recently. But basically, it's sort of like a sequel to Portal. I mean, it basically is a sequel to Portal. But there's new characters. Is that an airplane? Dang it, that's gonna suck. Anyway, there's new characters, there's new mechanics. It's better than Portal in my opinion. I really like the ending. Not gonna spoil it, but it was a pretty cool ending. The puzzles, there was more content in this game. I think the puzzles were harder. I mean, the puzzles were probably harder. And with Portal 2, there's also this co-op mode. I don't know if it's in the original Portal either, but I never played it because I don't have friends. But there's also like extensions to it, like Portal Mel or something like that, which is like a community-based game, which apparently it's really good too, so I gotta play it one day. Maybe, I don't know. I don't feel like thinking. Anyway, that's number 5, Portal 2. Number 4 just might surprise you, gamers hate it. It's Metroid Zero Mission. Now, I actually was bored one day. Okay, I was bored. I'm like, wow, I've never played a Metroid game, and Metroid Prime 4 and Metroid Samus Returns just got announced. I gotta catch up with the series. So I played Metroid Zero Mission, and I was expecting it to like play for 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, wow, that was fun. And then go play something else. But I actually played through the whole game, which is surprising. I really liked it. I like with Hollow Knight, because I also played Hollow Knight. They're both Metroidvanias, but I felt like I had more sense of direction, I guess you could say, in Metroid Zero Mission, which is good because in Hollow Knight I had no idea what I was doing. I was just running around killing guys. But with Metroid Zero Mission, I always knew what to do next, which made it a lot more fun for me. And the difficulty was pretty good. There were some really hard parts, and it was kind of satisfying to actually overcome those hard parts. So Metroid Zero Mission, emulate it if you want. Highly recommend it. And with that, our top 3 starts off with the game I love so much. I wasn't expecting it to like it a lot. It's Persona 5. I made a whole video about it where I basically reviewed it. But here's the thing, I feel like I was too negative in the video, even though at the end I'm like, hey, ignore what everything I said. It's a great game, you should buy it. But I guess I'm gonna praise it right now. I love the presentation so much. Like, the whole art style is probably like my favorite thing, my favorite graphics, my favorite soundtrack in any game ever. It's just so good to listen to. It makes me feel very good, if you know what I mean. And then the story, even though I didn't like the direction, that didn't change the fact that it was engaging, and I really liked it, except for the last 10 hours where I just rushed through all the dialogue. I'm sorry about that. And the gameplay was also a lot of fun, but negotiating with personas and then fusing them together to make stronger personas. That was a lot of fun. And I also like Mementos. It kind of sucks how you have to complete Mementos at the end of the game, but it's whatever. I really like the characters, especially Makoto, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I played it on PlayStation 3 because I don't have a PlayStation 4, but that didn't change the fact. I'm pretty sure it's sort of the same game. I mean, it's the same game, okay? So yeah, Persona 5, if you want to hear what I think more, or if you want to hear me talk about it more, I made a whole review of it. It's pretty bad, but you know, it's a lot of fun. Persona 5, I'm gonna have to play the other Persona games, and Shin Megami Tensei also. With 5 coming on the Switch, I can't wait to play it. That's actually one of my most anticipated games, but that's for a different video. Okay, Persona 5, number 3. Number 2 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh, I love this game so much. I like it a lot. I have it right here. Answer the call. The shadow over Calamity Ganon rises over the ashes of Hyrule. That makes it sound like it's a super story-based game. The story sucks. There's barely any story. But everything else is just so much fun. Now, this is one of the few games where it's like, there's a lot of problems with it. Like, there were frame drops at the very beginning when it first came out. So it's sort of fixed now, but there's still some every now and then. The dungeons, the Divine Beasts, they were kind of the same, and it's the same enemies over and over again. But when you look at the good things, when you take a look at what Zelda does right, it just completely like removes all the negatives about this game, because it's so much fun to explore Hyrule. It's so much fun to just glide around Hyrule and then killing bad guys and there's a lot of shrines you can do. It's a good length too. It took like 40 hours, but then there's all these shrines you want to do because they're a lot of fun. And then there's also Korok seeds, which is probably annoying to get all of them. There's side quests, which they're alright, but still, it's just a lot of fun. Like, if you have a Switch and you don't have Breath of the Wild, I don't know, like, you gotta buy it, okay? Even if you have a Wii U, if you don't have enough for a Switch, it's also on Wii U, which I think a lot of people forget actually. So if you have a Wii U, I also highly recommend it. It's actually 2017's Game of the Year, and I have to agree that Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game that came out in 2017, with Persona 5 like right behind it. But still, the presentation, I really like the art style. I really like the sort of environmental music it had going. It was a lot of fun. Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's a pretty special game now. I wouldn't call it my favorite game of all time though, because there's still one more game on this list that I love. Okay, so my favorite game that I beat in 2017, I actually beat it on New Year's Eve, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's now my favorite game of all time because, I don't know, it's what I enjoy. It might surprise you. It's a very special game called Super Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Now, I watched the Let's Play of the first game, and I was like, okay, I've heard about this game. I don't know much about it, so I watched the playthrough every single day. I was waiting for him to upload. I'm like, I want to know more of the story. It's so engaging. He finally finished it. I'm like, he said that he was gonna play it in February. I'm like, boy, I can't wait that long. I gotta buy it. So I bought Danganronpa 2 on the Steam sale. Oh my gosh, this game was a stinking adventure. It was so much fun. There's not a lot of I don't know what to say. There's not a lot of gameplay. Basically, you're like this high school student, and in order to escape this place, you gotta kill someone else, and then there's this class trial, and you gotta find the Blackened. And if you find it, the Blackened dies. If you don't find it, the Blackened lives, gets out, everyone else dies. And it's like a mystery game, the detective almost. And the story just keeps you engaged no matter what. Okay, I'll talk about the story later. First off, the gameplay is sort of like Ace Attorney, except more stressful. More stressful, I guess. And there's also other mini games like what is there? There's like Logic Dive, where you have to solve these problems, and Hangman's Gambit, which sucks. And there's other mini games as well. There's a lot of mechanics, which is really good. And the presentation, I really like the sort of the 2D. Like, I know games, or a lot of games are 2D, but this one, like, it's hard to explain. The characters are 2D, like you can see that they are. It's kind of weird, but I still really like the presentation. The music is great, but you're gonna be playing Super Danganronpa 2 for the story. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's so many twists and turns that like keeps you engaged. It makes you feel emotions you've never felt before. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be surprised. Like, jeez, oh my gosh, this game is so stinking good. You gotta play the first one though, or at least watch someone play the first one. It also has the best girl in any video game ever, Chiaki Nanami, but that's besides the point. The ending was pretty good. I've been playing V3. It's not as good as compared to the first two, but it's still a fun game. But Danganronpa 2 is my favorite game of all time. I bought it on sale for like 12 bucks, so you can probably get it pretty cheap nowadays. There's also a little bit of post-game, like there's this island mode where it's kind of hard to explain. You basically send the characters. Oh, I forgot to talk about the characters. Okay, so the characters are really enjoyable. I like pretty much every single one of it, and when one of them ends up being the killer, or when one of them ends up dying, it's really sad. but I don't know. It's so, like, I love it. There's so many mysteries that, like, the murders, they're not just simple. You have to, like, they're completely, like, I would have never guessed pretty much all of them. I wouldn't have guessed where the class trial would have been, like, how it would have turned out. It's just great. Anyways, the post game, there's this island mode where it's sort of like a dating simulator, and then there's this Monami mode where it's like you gotta kill the bad guys. I don't know, but yeah, Super Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is my favorite game of all time. I really like the protagonist Hajime Hinata. And yeah, if you haven't played it yet, I'd recommend watching a playthrough of the first one to see if it's a game you'll like or not, and then play the second one. And then watch Danganronpa 3, the anime, which ends the arc. And then you could play, well, I guess you should play Ultra Despair Girls before that. But anyway, that's it. That's it for me. This was actually, oh my god, 25 minutes? Almost 26. Okay, that went on a lot longer than it should have, but yeah, Danganronpa 2, my favorite game I played in 2017 and my favorite game of all time. Hopefully 2018 is just as good as 2017. Anyway, so see you later. My next video will probably be